There's a point every darts player reaches where effort alone no longer guarantees progress. Sometimes the issue isn't whether or not the basics are in place. You may know how to aim, practice regularly, yet somehow things still feel off. One session feels smooth. The next feels like you're starting all over again. Don't be too quick to conclude that there's an issue with your form. It's probably something else that you may not realize. Your barrel shape might be working against your natural throw. Once you understand how your dart shape affects grip, feel, and release, your entire game will shift. Stick around, because by the end of today's Darts Decoded, you won't just know what to look for in a dart barrel, you'll know why it matters in ways most players overlook completely. Let's begin with what makes shape so important, and why it affects more than just comfort. Every dart you throw travels through the same critical chain: grip to draw to release to flight. And your barrel's shape directly influences each part of that chain. If even one link feels unnatural, it throws off everything that comes after it. The right shape doesn't just feel nice in your hand, it stabilizes your mechanics, sharpens your muscle memory, and minimizes the mental energy you spend on your grip. That's why this isn't about copying what pros use or choosing what looks good on a rack. This is about finding the shape that your throw naturally thrives with, and you're about to learn how to do just that. The most common starting point for players is the straight barrel. It's a timeless, no-frills design, uniform from front to back, which offers maximum flexibility in where you place your grip. That's also its strength. No shape is more adaptable. But here's what most people won't tell you. Its biggest strength is also its biggest risk. Because straight barrels don't guide your fingers to a specific spot, any slight variation in your grip position can lead to inconsistencies. This makes it an ideal shape for players with a solid, repeatable grip. But if you're still developing your muscle memory, this barrel might not help you lock it in. So, if you've been using a straight barrel and feel like every throw needs a warm-up before it clicks, that might be why. Let's move into something with a bit more guidance: the torpedo-shaped barrel. This is where things start to get interesting. Torpedo barrels are front-loaded, meaning they carry more mass toward the tip. That slight bulge isn't just for aesthetics. It helps players who grip toward the front of the dart gain extra stability in their release. And here's a crucial benefit. The added front weight can help the dart drive more cleanly through the air, reducing deflection in crowded treble beds. And it gets even more interesting. Torpedo barrels can also shift your release point forward, which changes the timing of your throw. If you naturally release late, this could tighten your timing and give you more control. But if you already throw fast and early, this shape might fight your rhythm instead of helping it. So while torpedo barrels often feel more stable, they also subtly influence your throw tempo. Knowing this gives you an edge most players don't even realize they're missing. Now we'll introduce you to a barrel that's often underappreciated, but massively useful in the right hands. This one's called scalloped barrel. Its shape features a carved groove or indentation that physically guides your fingers to the same place every time. That tactile cue does something powerful. It removes decision-making from the grip stage. Your fingers don't have to search for the right spot, they just find it automatically. This isn't just convenient, it's reliable. But here's something deeper. Scalloped barrels don't just improve consistency. They train your fingers to develop a repeatable grip pattern. Over time, even when you switch to a non-scalloped barrel, that learned positioning stays with you. In that way, scalloped barrels can be used as a training tool, not just a performance one. The caveat is that if the groove doesn't align with where your fingers naturally want to sit, it can feel restrictive. So the key is to test whether the groove supports your instincts, not someone else's. Want pro-level tips landing in your inbox every week? For free, join the Darts Decoded newsletter and get an exclusive quick win tip right after signing up, one that fixes a mistake most players never notice. After that, you'll get powerful practice and mindset tips automatically every week, straight to your inbox. You pay nothing and get better week by week without lifting a finger. Tap the button or hit the link in the description to join now. Now, let's get right back into our video. There's also the rear weighted barrel, which broadens toward the back and shifts the balance point closer to the shaft. These are perfect for players who grip near the rear and use their fingers to guide the dart with a slower, more deliberate throw. What makes rear weighted barrels especially valuable is that they provide a higher moment of inertia. That's a fancy way of saying they resist rotation in the air, which means a cleaner flight and fewer wobbles if your release is smooth. But here's where it gets more intense. These barrels tend to exaggerate release errors. If your grip isn't clean or your release angle changes under pressure, you'll feel it more here than with any other shape. This kind of feedback can be tough to handle early on, but for experienced players, it's an honest mirror that forces cleaner mechanics. In short, rear-weighted barrels are incredibly precise, but only if you are too. So, how do you figure out which one's yours? Before we explore this fully, it's important to understand that all this knowledge won't help as much as you would want it to if your aim is completely off. That's why we've put together a special Aim Like a Pro guide to help you sharpen your skills. Click the link in the description to check it out. Back to figuring out your dart shape. It starts with understanding where your fingers naturally want to sit. Without overthinking, pick up your dart and notice where your thumb lands first. Now see how your index and middle fingers respond. Are they crowding toward the front, searching for a groove, or resting comfortably toward the rear? This isn't a conscious choice. It's your hand telling you what it prefers, and your job isn't to force it into a different shape. It's to find a shape that supports that natural motion. Notice how often your grip slips. Pay attention to whether you tend to pinch, push, or guide your throw. Does your dart come off your fingers with a clean release, or does it stick for half a second too long? These aren't minor details. They are signposts, guiding you toward the shape that fits. And here's something most players never hear. Even the grip texture, which is often called knurling, feels completely different depending on barrel shape. A scalloped dart with heavy knurling offers grip stability and tactile precision, while a slick, straight barrel forces you to stay light and deliberate with your touch. When grip texture combines with the right shape, it unlocks a type of confidence you can't get from just throwing more reps. It's not just practice, it's alignment. This journey is more than technical, it's transformational. Because once your darts match your natural grip and throw tempo, everything gets easier. Not because your mechanics suddenly improved, but because you're no longer fighting your tools. And that's the shift. You stop thinking about how to throw and start focusing on where you want it to land. That frees up mental space, it calms your nerves, it gives you the foundation you've been chasing. It's not magic, it's physics, habit, and feel all finally working together. So if you've ever felt stuck in your progress, unsure whether the problem was your grip, your stance, or just one of those days, consider this. It might not be you. It might be your dart shape quietly sabotaging your rhythm. But now you have the knowledge to change that. There you have it. The Dart Shape Guide. What really works for you? Which of these shapes do you use? Let us know in the comments. Like this video and share it with your friends. Subscribe to our channel so you don't miss out on exciting darts content made just for you. But don't stop there. Check our video on what effect the weight has for insights that will help fine-tune your game for maximum accuracy. Thanks for watching. Watch, learn, and win.